As you can tell from my very organized notes, I have things that I'm actually obsessed with this month. Number 1, beads. Beads for sure. I made this necklace, not this one, this necklace out of beads. I have a whole Pinterest board of all the different necklaces that I most likely am going to make. So I have this full collection of beaded jewelry that I can just peruse from that is relatively cheap because I'm getting all these beads off AliExpress. And it's a hobby, like a creative hobby, I can put my energy into, and I get to wear it afterwards, and I get to collect all these beads. I feel like a crow, or what's like the ocean treasure version of a crow? A seagull, I guess. Do seagulls collect things? You know what? Because I have to open the, hold the beads with my nails, I'm a crab. I feel like a crab that is collecting all these little shiny objects, putting it in a container, stringing it on a string, and wearing it. I love beads. I've always loved beads. I've always collected old buttons and old beads, and I never used them. I would always put them in jars. Like when I was a kid. I was that kid that never used stickers either, but also beads. I would collect them because I just like looking at shiny objects. Nice color stories laid out. I'm going back to my roots. I'm going back to the beads. And I'm making jewelry out of it this time instead of just collecting them. I go on AliExpress and I get these beads. Currently, I've been getting the 3mm beads, and that's the perfect size. And then I have a whole bunch of beads already. And the reason I already had all these beads was not from my childhood self. I got rid of those ones. But now I'm repurchasing them because I did this thing where I really wanted the Ian Charms necklace. I love the Ian Charms necklace. So what I did was I was like, hey guys, me and a whole bunch of friends, I was like, what if we all got together, we all brought beads into the table, and we all made our own necklaces. That way I'm not buying, or a whole pack of beads where I'm only going to use 1 to 2 to make a replica of an Ian Charms one, just in my color story. That was the original idea, and I was like, hey, we can all hang out and have fun and be together and be girls. And it was a lot of fun. We've done it several times. We're going to do it again. I love that whole idea. That was a lot of fun, and now I just keep collecting more beads because every time I'm like, I'll just add 1 to 2 more packs of beads and then we can all share them. This is a great idea. You should do it if you haven't already. It has not only been my social thing, I'm a social jewelry maker, to now I'm an indie jewelry maker. I independently make jewelry now. And it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. And I get to wear it out. It's the vibes. So that's my main shopping right now and my main hobby right now. Going into I'm wearing more jewelry. The jewelry I've been loving that's on my daily stack that I'm not even wearing today, failing, is CLED, C-L-E-D. It is made out of recycled glass. So I already feel better consuming something that is good for the environment, but I still get to consume it. So it's made out of recycled glass, made out of old bottles, I think, and that's their whole story. Love that. It came across on a Pinterest ad because I'm obsessed with Pinterest and the ads get me, and it was the most, it looks like glass was just dripping off this model, and I was like, I want that. And so I go onto the website. I didn't even get what the ad was for. I ended up getting the chunky ring, the chunky glass ring. I think it's wave ring. It just looks very organic. The glass just happened to form around my finger. I have man hands. My fingers are kind of stubby for what I would want. So I can't do big chunky jewelry because it cuts off the finger and then it just makes them look shorter. That's the reason my nails are the length and shape that they are, to make them elongated. So I don't want to contradict that by using chunky jewelry. What I can do is with the chunky jewelry that they have that's clear, it doesn't cut off the line of my hand, of my fingers. It still makes them look nice and elongated, and I get to have chunky jewelry like I want. It's just the vibe of the jewelry is so beachy. It's oh, I'm just dripping in glass and I'm at the beach and I just picked up some sea glass and I'm wearing it, and it's part of my daily stack. I wear the big chunky one sometimes. I'll wear the blue signet one. The blue signet one. A whisper of blue. It's like a light blue, but it's not very, it's incredibly translucent. And it's not opaque at all. Just like slightly blue. You're just like, is it blue? Is that blue? Is the light catching it and it looks blue? That's what it looks like. LaCroix of blue, if I were to make that statement. It's LaCroix blue. And I love them. I also have like a chain that I wear, but that one slips off my finger too often for me to like wear it as a daily ring. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it, so I really only wear it if I'm going to the office or if I'm like hanging out for like lunch. If I'm like going to the beach or something, I'm not wearing that. Or going on like vacation, I'm not wearing that one because it's just gonna slide off. Maybe I got the wrong size, but I didn't. It's slidey. I tanned for the first time about 3 weeks ago and I haven't stopped. All those things where people are like, life is better when you're tan. It is actually. It is. I was pale, translucent even, my entire life. I just kept seeing people with the keratin and they were tanning and I was like, dang, they look so good. And then the one thing that got me, and I'm not gonna remember the person's name, and it was a TikToker, but I follow their Instagram, and it was their Instagram stories, and they were wearing like the most basic outfit ever, and it was literally just like a tube top, jeans, and then their tan lines, and they were like, tan lines were an accessory, and they were right. They looked a million times better because of the tan lines, and I wanted that. So I don't have tan lines because I'm fake tanning, and I'm not gonna fake tan lines, but I was just like, I just want to be tan, just right now, and then I can go like actually be tan in the summer, but for right now, I just want to be tan. I want to pretend that I'm tan. So I got fake tanner for the first time ever. So I got the tanning water, and the reason I got the tanning water instead of like the tanning foam or the tanning oil was because I knew I was gonna mess it up. And that's like the reason I didn't do fake tan before, is because I knew I was gonna mess something up and I was gonna look awful for like a while, and I didn't want to accept the fact that I'm a beginner and that I'm not gonna be immediately good at something. So I just don't do it, which included fake tan. So I got one that would only last, like, it says a week, it barely lasts a week, okay? It lasts 6 days at best. 5 days, really. So I knew, like, if I'm going to mess it up and it's just a week, that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. So I did it. It's so easy to use. I, like, haven't really messed it up. Kind of. Okay. My armpit's turning more tan than the rest. That looks orange, right? So look at that. It's not as bad as I thought I was going to be, but it is like super easy to use, and you just like spray it on your skin, rub it in, you just wash off your hands. I haven't had like the bad hands yet, and then you just shower it off. This has been like also another like aspect of my life that I'm switching and changing up, is I'm taking a more Brazilian shower routine. Hear me out, there's a name for it. The name is banho. And it is practically, you shower all the time. You are always clean. I love showering. I love being clean. I love getting dirt and grime and sweat off my skin. I love it. The idea of tanning, so you take a shower, exfoliate, all that jazz, put on the lotion where you need to, tan, put it on there, wait 6 hours, shower again, sign me up. It's implemented into my routine seamlessly. It's like not even a problem. I'll just shower, put it on before I go to sleep, wear it through the night, wash it off in the morning. It's so well integrated into my routine that I don't know why I didn't start this earlier. It's almost like it was meant to be. Tanning makes you look way better. I do strength training. By the calluses on my hands, you can tell. And I've been doing it for like 2 years. And like, yeah, I have results. I like look way different than I did before. But like, for doing it for 2 years, I was like, I do not look like I've been doing it for 2 years. I look like I've been on and off for like a little while. But I've been doing it consistently for 2 years. It's because I was pale. You can't see muscles when you're really pale. You just look like a flat piece of paper in the wind. You look so like wide. You tan up, it shows everything. You look toned, you look thinner. Tanning is actually it. I'm very afraid of skin cancer though, so I will not be actually tanning without sunscreen. The next two things I have are like the most basic of basic things. We're like actually throwing it back to 2020 and 2012 with the Cerave moisturizing cream. Speaking of tanning and showering more, I need a lot of moisturizer and I need cheap moisturizer because I'm not buying expensive moisturizer as much as I have to moisturize because I shower so much. So I got the Cerave one. I will forever love the Josie Maran argan oil ones. There's one that's like vanilla. Oh, it is vanilla with another compound. It's like I can't even recall it. I'll put it on the screen. That one smells so delicious, and I will actually always love that one. That would be top tier for me. But I'm not getting that because I can't. It's too expensive for the amount of moisturizer that I have to go through. So I googled and I was like, what is the best moisturizer that's cheap from the drugstore? And of course the CeraVe one came up. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Why did I have to Google that? I knew. I bed rotted on TikTok in 2020. I knew. I never used it before, which was, I don't know. Sometimes if things get too hyped, I'm like, this is obviously a scam. And I think I had that with it. Especially like in 2020 when everyone was using it and I was like, obviously this can't be good. Too many people are using it. Anyway, so I got it, and it is fantastic, actually, for a very basic moisturizer. It doesn't smell like anything, and, you know, I always think of that Josie Maran one whenever I'm like, wow, I wish I had smelled like it, but whatever. Back to 2012, NARS Orgasm, that blush. Major throwback. Back when it was, like, super cool and popular, I remember going into a Sephora as like a literal child. I was the 10-year-olds in Sephora and I was like, please, I would like to get NARS Orgasm. Great naming. And I got a duo of the blush, like a little tiny pan of the blush and the Laguna bronzer, of course. They always go together. That formula is the old formula before they reformulated. Of course it's better. Every time that a brand reformulates something, they make it worse. Look at Glossier. So I have two, actually. I have the new formula in Orgasm X, or Extreme, which has like bigger chunks of glitter, which is also really fun. I do love glitter on the cheeks, especially in the sun. And then I also have the old formula that has micro glitters in it, or micro shimmers. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It works so well. In a previous video, I mentioned that I finally found like my undertone, which is a neutral that's slightly warm, and I have an orange undertone. Perfect for this coral pinky blush because it takes all the orange tones and it really blends into my skin really well, and then like my skin will naturally turn everything pink. So it turns it to a nice pink, like almost a natural pink to my skin. Another thing I've been battling is my skincare, just in general. The skin I have right now is the best skin I've had in a very, very long time. And that is because I was using only You to the People. I was very brand loyal. I was using only their stuff, and then I got beef with the brand. How could you do this to me, You to the People? So then I switched, and I started using Typology, and none of the products interact with themselves. They pill up if you literally use what they want you to use. They do not interact well with themselves. They didn't interact well with my skin, and then they don't interact well with makeup you put on top of it. And my skin was horrid after that. It was really bad for some time. So typically just like stick to one brand because decision fatigue is a thing from back in my minimalism days. I know I don't want to pick and like try to test out and see like what skincare should I use today to fix this problem. I just want a basic routine that I do, and it tends to be easiest to just be like, I'm gonna get the same things from all the same brand. You guys create a routine for me, I'll use it. I'm not doing that anymore because Typology literally ruined it for me. Went through Sephora and I remembered my favorite moisturizing mask was the honey one, the like warming honey one from Farmacy. And I saw that they had a moisturizer in like the same line, and it was like a really nice thick moisturizer. I have oily skin. I've noticed that for my oily skin, if I over moisturize and I have like a thick moisturizer, my skin doesn't produce as much oil. It works really well with it. So it's a thick moisturizer. It smells like honey. It's from the same line as one of my most loved masks. Got it in a trial size just to try it because we're financially smart here. It's so great. I just ordered a full size of it, and that's probably what I'm gonna use for like this going forward, as long as my skin is okay with it. It's been okay with it for a while so far. I hope so. Food things, I'm going through a hot sauce revision, a hot sauce transformation, you could say. I use sriracha as my primary hot sauce for years. I literally have gone through like 3 bottles, had so much sriracha that the outage of sriracha didn't even affect me because I had so much of it anyway. That was my dedication to sriracha. And then I decided I don't want it anymore. Mostly because I was tired of it, and like, I eat the same thing every day. I eat like a bodybuilder. My breakfast is 1 full egg, 2 egg whites, cottage cheese scrambled together with some greens on top, and then piled with hot sauce. That's what I have for breakfast. So hot sauce is a main component of my diet, and it has been the same for a long time. So I was like, I'm switching it up. My local grocery store has like this hot sauce corner for like imported, indie, any hot sauce that you can imagine is probably there. So I was like, this is the perfect place for me to go. And I was like going around it. It's like an island. I was like going around it, just looking, and then this bright yellow bottle was just like there, speaking to me. And then I've been obsessed with Texas lately. If you are one of my friends, I'm sorry. That's all I talk about. I'm sorry. But I do love Texas. It was a bright yellow bottle, and it said, from Texas. And I was like, perfect. Perfect. And I pull it up, and the flavors were so interesting. Of course, the one I'm most interested in, I'm allergic to, the strawberry ginger one. I'm allergic to strawberry. It's unfortunate. They had their own sriracha, the blue agave sriracha. I love agave syrup, so I was like, maybe I'll just switch my sriracha. But then I saw the serrano pepper and the habanero one. I think one of them was in between mild and medium, the serrano pepper, and then the habanero one was straight medium. I don't have a crazy spice tolerance, but I do have a spice tolerance, and I've had habaneros before, so I was like, okay, I'll go with the habanero one because I'm looking for a hot sauce. I'm not looking for a flavor. I'm looking for a hot sauce. And what really sold it for me was I like looked at the ingredients and it had tangerine juice in it, and I was like, that sounds like a dream. Habanero tangerine in a hot sauce. So I made my breakfast. I pile hot sauce on it. Probably like a teaspoon is what I usually put on it if I had to guess. And I learned very quickly that a Texas medium is white girl hot. That was so hot. I had many regrets. And then I was like so excited to taste tangerine. I couldn't taste anything. It was just hot. I've used way less lately. It's a fantastic hot sauce. I love that hot sauce. I've been talking for like 30 minutes straight about a lot of things, mostly hot sauce. So I should probably stop. If you like any of my favorites, or you have similar favorites or trends or anything that you're excited about, let me know, because maybe I'll be excited and obsessed about it, and I'll talk about it next month.